nowadays, it seems that one of the tricks of shaitan is that when there's a challenge or a mistake or something that we are faced with, shaitan wants or kind of whispers that the feeling of remorse and intensity of remorse is it should be a lot, because you have to be really ashamed about it, very perfect. You have to be very perfect in your remorse. It's very intense, and when the remorse is so intense, that mistake is front and center, and you can't just get it out of your mind, and the ego then tricks you again with that, because it's so in front of you. And the whole system is supporting.
Oh, no, I don't see so many people, when they make mistake in front of me, they cry until the snot comes out. If anything, they look at me very stubborn. So many times I have to curse and yell at them for that to break, for the remorse to reach to them, men and women. They'll be very resistant, they're very cold, they're very stubborn. I have to break something to say, you did this wrong. Are you understanding? They want to fight, they want to argue. It's good, everything should be taken out when the shaykh is there. You're not going to hide it. You understand? I don't see it too much. Maybe you're talking about Shias, I don't know. But they've been doing it for 1400 years, beating themselves. So they're very remorseful. People don't admit they're making mistakes. They blame other people. And in our way, I don't see that too much. Because that is the first step. It's not the last step, but that's the first step. Because we are also looking for people who are feeling remorseful. That's the first step. But then you can take that and you can use it. That's the next steps. Then what do you do after remorse, you see? What do you do? So many don't know how to admit that they are wrong. So many don't know how to admit they are wrong. We're brought up just to be stubborn, especially in this American system. If you're wrong, somebody tells you you're wrong, what do? You shut down. You shut down. You don't discuss, you don't talk. You just shut down and you're just like, okay, whatever, right? So whatever. And then you go into a corner, you be quiet for a while, and people leave you alone, and then after that, when you get over it, then everything becomes normal again. You see, Shavani used to say a long time ago, people nowadays, they don't even know how to cry. They don't know how to cry. They don't know how to laugh. They don't know how to cry. So you see people becoming more stubborn. Men being stubborn, women, oh, still stubborn. We're teaching stubbornness to the kids. The kids become very stubborn. You did something wrong. They don't melt. You just become more stubborn. Where is the stubbornness coming from? You cannot admit you do something wrong. You don't like when someone tells you you're wrong, but you did something wrong. Someone who tells you that you did something wrong, Shavani used to say you should run and kiss his hand. Ego again. I know, maybe amongst your patients, they are very remorseful about things because they're going to die. Maybe. Right, you don't see that either. Yeah. The heart has to be soft. Zikr is supposed to make your heart soft so that it shakes. When you remember Allah and the Prophet, it will shake, it will soften. If the zikr is not making your heart to be soft and you become more stubborn, it's doing the opposite. And the sheikhs will even tell you, stop making zikr, because it's making you to become more proud and more stubborn. They'll tell you to do something else. Yeah. No, I see when people are fighting, they double down, and they double down. They don't want, nobody wants to give in, nobody wants to concede, to be the first to say, okay, we should not have this argument. I'm sorry. to discuss. That's only then after that, just to talk, to understand, to discuss. Oh, no, nothing. Men and women, they get very upset if I tell them something sometimes. Then they become very moody. Say, what's wrong with you? I mean, I know. I went through that phase too. But what you need to understand, the one who is reminding you that is not your enemy. Your enemy is not going to say that. Your shaitan is not going to say that. Your shaitan is going to say, go ahead, make that mistake over and over again. Your ego is not going to say that. What do I gain by telling people, look, fix this, you have this? What do I gain? Nothing. That's why a lot of sheikhs, they don't do that. They don't wash up. If anything, they praise, because by praising, they get something. Everybody likes to be praised. Well, we're trained by Sahib Saif. We can't do that. It's not. You understand? Doesn't mean we don't forgive. Doesn't mean that we don't love. This is the thing. Our idea of love these days is very weird. If they have that, it's okay. Some people, if they have that kind of remorse, it's okay. Because Prophet ﷺ also says, what did he say? Make yourselves to cry. Cry often. He says, cry often. Not crying over this and that, crying, asking forgiveness from Allah. Cry often. And he's even saying, if you cannot cry, force yourself to cry. How many of you think in the last year that you're sitting down saying Astaghfirullah alazim wa atubu ilayh, recounting all your mistakes, you cry to your Allah? How many of you? Put up your hands. See? There's something there, something wrong. Leave Allah. What we have done to deny the mercy of our Shaykh is enough to make us to cry. Then at that time your heart will be soft. When your heart is soft towards that, you actually will become more pliable, strong, and shaitan is not going to attack you so much by poking you here and there through your weak points. You understand? Yeah. So, should try, inshallah.